To legally accept private pay for a Medicare patient, you must opt out of Medicare. So I'm just gonna, for the purposes of this video, I'm just gonna go into link to psych. And in order to opt out of Medicare, you must first find your MAC, your Medicare Administrative Contractor for your state. So if we just go into this link, you'll find here that we are, a psychiatric nurse practitioner, considered and recognized by Medicare as a Part B provider. That means that we can bill directly for services. A provider, however, who is neither enrolled with Medicare nor has opted out of Medicare cannot charge for covered services, must bill Medicare, but cannot bill Medicare unless enrolled. How about that? So as you scroll down, and for purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to go do Arizona. Here we can find that the contractor, which we are Part B contractor, my MAC would be Noridian Healthcare Solutions. Here's a contact number, and here they provide a mailing address. But what I have found is that if you go to the site, you might find a state-specific address, and I'll go to that in just a little bit. But I want to show you what I found in that site, so I don't confuse you. Here I have provided the opt-out affidavit that MAC of my state requires. It requires that I fill out this affidavit. It requires that I either check yes or no if I wish to order and refer. If you do wish to order and refer, then you would still have to be in compliance with Medicare guidelines. So that would be a little bit of extra work on your end and some more research. You can also choose no, and you wouldn't have to provide anything to Medicare. Here you would have to, of course, sign yourself, fill out the information. Here there's more information that you should be aware of. For instance, you do have a grace period if you do choose to send out the opt-out affidavit and then cancel. But if you go beyond that grace period, then this stands for about 2 years and automatically renews 2 years after the date that you have signed in this form. This form is then mailed to your state-specific address, and I'll show you how to get that. And this is where we go back to the list. Here we go into the Noridian. Okay, so again, we're considered Part B. And I'm just going to go, and here it kind of just gives you a breakdown of the jurisdiction. And we are in Arizona. Okay. Here so we're looking for an address, right? I'm going to do provider enrollment, opt out of Medicare. Okay, and then opt-out process and requirements. And here we go into, where is it? Opt-out overview. Okay, so here you can go into the mailing addresses. And here, for Arizona, you can send it through either post office or certified courier mailings, and they have different address options. With this said, for Arizona, then it will be this one. If you were, again, Alaska or Idaho. These are all the states where your MAC would be the Noridian Healthcare Solutions. So for the state of Arizona, I just want to make sure that I send it to this address. And of course, I would probably forward it to the enrollment, opt-out department or something like that. Now, once this is sent, of course, they receive that, and within a certain amount of time, then you will be granted the opt-out. Once they approve the opt-out and they receive it, they will update your PECOS, which is the provider enrollment chain of where they communicate, and they just basically say that you have opted out of Medicare, and it communicates with the patient to basically tell them, hey, this patient does not take Medicare, and it guides them through the process as well. But with that said, this is why they also, Noridian provides the contract that you to keep you in compliance. So basically, the contract, the private pay opt-out contract that Noridian provides, is basically telling the patient, hey, you are responsible for payment. Medicare won't pay you, nor will it pay the provider. And again, services ordered by the provider, recommended by the provider, will either be covered if covered by Medicare, or will not be covered even if it's covered by Medicare, because you are seeing a provider who has opted out of Medicare. This basically tells Noridian, if the patient was to file for reimbursement through Medicare, it tells them, hey, the patient was aware of your opt-out status. They did sign acknowledging that they shouldn't have submitted that claim, nor the provider should submit that claim, right? And then of course, like if you happen to be in a different state, then you can again use the you can use the Medicare Administrative Contractor to find that state, go to your website, and then find all the information that I just walked you through. All right, so key points: you cannot charge for cover services to a Medicare beneficiary. If you are an out-of-network provider, or for the purposes of using Medicare's language, you are a non-participating provider, meaning that you're not enrolled with Medicare. You must bill Medicare, but you cannot bill Medicare unless enrolled with Medicare. So you see where I'm going with this? So your only option to get paid for your services would be to opt out of Medicare. Otherwise, it would be illegal if you were to charge the patient, and your services won't get paid. All right, hope this video helped. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.